Hello guys, or should I say, hey bitches. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2023, the year of the chariot, which I love. A number 7 year, lucky number 7. 7 is the number to me of, within the tarot, of agency and ownership and reclaiming your agency and ownership. And today I wanted to film this video. It's been long in the making, and I've been kind of scared to do it because there's just so much depth to this deck that I feel like I'm never gonna do it justice. However, I'm just gonna go for it, and I'm gonna try. And I picked this deck up in London, and this is my favorite deck that I purchased or acquired in 2023. And it's really weird. And I've spoken to the creator about this a little bit, but I hope that if and when they see this, like, they're not offended at all. But I remember seeing the Kickstarter for this deck, and I followed the creator, and I believe the creator followed me as well, and I loved the art. I really loved the art. But then I started reading the Kickstarter, and I was kind of like, huh? What? This is a deck of 26 cards? I really believe that an Oracle deck should have at least bare minimum 36 cards. Preferably 44 or more, but minimum of 36 cards. So I decided not to back because of that. Didn't even read the full, like, Kickstarter or stuff like that. I was like, no, this is going to have to be a no, because this is not a super expensive deck. However, with the shipping combined, I was kind of like, meh, not for me. Then, Martin's friend, Simon, who is from Sardinia, got Martin this deck as a gift. And Martin started using it, and he was like, Levi, this deck is really good. And I was like, yeah, but it only has 26 cards, so girl, bye. But still, I was so captured by the artwork that I kind of felt like I wanted it, but, you know, once again, not super expensive, but also considering the number of cards and the shipping costs, I was like, no, still a no. Then me and Martin went to London, and we visited the Atlantis bookstore, and there this deck was. And I was like, okay, this is the time for me to pick this up. I didn't even check the price. I just knew I need to have this deck now. It's right here in front of me. I gotta get it. So I got it. And it's so funny to me how this deck completely shifted my perception as to how many cards a deck should have as a minimum. Because this is such an expansive set. It has such expansive meanings that I just had to have it. And that I just had to work with it a lot. I just get pulled to this so often. This is probably, even though I picked it up in October and I'm already opening the box because I'm just dying to open up the box, this is probably one of my most used decks. So, you get the deck in a 2-part normal box, which looks good. And we're not going to be focusing too much about on specs, but I feel like deck specs are important. It wasn't until, like, recently I'm in the Supportive Tarot Facebook group where somebody was sharing their Kickstarter that had come in from a creator that asked quite a lot for their deck. And turns out the cardstock quality is horrible, and it doesn't hold up, and after 10 shuffles, the lamination is already peeling off. So, like I said, when we're spending our hard-earned money on product, I feel like we're allowed to be honest about the quality of the set. This is a staple-bound booklet. It doesn't have that many pages. So I was kind of like, It has 42 pages. And I didn't like that. I'm going to be honest. I was like, what is this? Staple bound, come on. But there is just enough information in this booklet. You can see that the typeface is a little bit small. The font is a little bit small. I don't care about that at all. It is very easy to use. It is the author, which is Alessandro Olianas, born in Sardinia, uses their words wisely, and I love that. I love a quick, poignant write-up. And then Paola Pina is the artist, the digital art artist. So something really interesting, this deck was, in fact, drawn and written by Alessandro, and Paola digitized his sketches. And I was actually amazed by the quality of his sketches. So I was like, I almost wanted to message him like, hey, you should create more decks, and your art is good enough by itself. But yes, Paola does add a lot. So that's the guidebook. It's a little white book, but it's good. It's good enough. Honestly, trust me on that. Then you get the deck in the 2-part box, which is very normal. The cardstock quality is pretty good. I believe this is 330 or 350 GSM. I'm not quite sure, but it's very standard Oracle cardstock with gorgeous antique matte silver edging. So that's good quality edging that you're getting right here. I don't know if it will show up that well on camera because silver normally doesn't show up that well. Not so good as gold, but it is really good quality edging. The card backs, I adore this. This is sort of a glyph version of one of the goddess statues that we see a lot in the deck. And the cardstock is glossy. It's pretty glossy. And I don't mind glossy that much. I mind it when it's so glossy that I can't use it in overhead filming like this, but it's not that horrible. I can use it fine. It's not that old school red feather shiffer gloss, if you get what I'm saying. So when I opened the deck and I saw this card, I gasped because I love it so much. Oh my gosh, I didn't even read this preface. Really, really, really cool. So this is very much Divine Feminine Goddess, Moon, Lunar inspired deck. And I mean, I'm gonna get things wrong, but because I'm not from Sardinia, and Sardinia is an Italian island, by the way, for people who don't know. But they have a really, really, really profound culture. I sense that that is the case with a lot of islands, a lot of isles. We have some Dutch isles over here that also still have very pagan, old-fashioned traditions that they're not even aware of themselves always, that it's really special. So that's really cool. So let me just read a bit from the guidebook. The inspiration for this oracle is the profound love that I have for my land, Sardinia, her traditions, and her magic. I yearn to express this, dedicating the oracle to the sacredness of the ancient goddess in the context of pre-Nuragic and Nuragic cultures. Sardinia is a magical island. It is the custodian of ancestral secrets belonging to the ancient culture of its inhabitants, in particular the Nuragic and pre-Nuragic civilizations. The pre-Nuragic culture refers to the populations that inhabited the island until the birth of the Nuragic civilization. The Nuragic civilization developed in Sardinia from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age until the Romans conquered the island. The name Nuragic comes from the most widespread ancient structure in Sardinia, the Nuraghi, a conical tower fortress constructed from giant stone blocks. This oracle deck has been influenced by various evocative symbols that characterize these two essential periods of Sardinian history. I was inspired by the sacredness of pre-Nuragic culture's holy burial sites, known as Domus Deianas, or fairy houses. Mother Goddess worship, and megaliths, wondrous standing stones. I also drew on the later Nuragic culture's sacred wells, water worship, the revered priestess, and the moon. For years I studied and continue to study the symbology of the archetypes of the tarot, a tool I use daily in my personal work and life. As such, I wanted to unify my greatest passions, the origins of my land, and a divinatory tool that strongly recalls these archetypes. So that's pretty cool. The full moons and the new moons are at the heart of this oracle deck, hence the 26 cards. There's 13 for full moon, 13 for new moon. The 13 full moon cards arise from pre-Nuragic mother goddesses. They are our inner voice, connecting with our subconscious, representing energies that would typically be considered major arcana-esque. The 13 new moon cards connect with the women priestesses of Nuragic Bronze Age. They are the guides that help us incarnate the energy of this ancient spiritual heritage, drawing it into the modern world. So that's really cool. Each card has its own relation to a corresponding moon of the year, except for the 13th moons, the blue moon and the black moon. So that's really, really cool. So in the guidebook, it does say full moons is the journey through the subconscious pre-Nuragic, and the new moons are the journey through the material Nuragic. So it's really, really, really cool. And I just want to, this is my favorite card in the deck, Origin, Lost Within to Find Myself. The themes, the art, the word choice is just really, really good. The graphic design choices are really good. It's just a stunning set. Nourishment, nurture your soul. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous body, that goddess-esque body. It's just stunning. Instinct, unleash your true nature. I adore that. Power, head for the goal. Really interesting. So, and these are all statues and or obelisks and or rocks that can be seen, I believe, on Sardinia, if they're still there. Rooting, time to ground. Really like this as well. Source, embrace abundance. So for all of these cards, you do get sort of a reference. There's lots of references. There's a whole bibliography right here with books, artifacts, and sites that you could look up. So I believe that that's just lovely. Healing, tune into your body. We get another gorgeous goddess statue that's kind of reminiscent of what we see on the back. Goddess, oh, that's the exact one. You are on the right path. New cycle, open yourself anew. Release, time to recharge. Rest, fold into stillness. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Rebirth, bring light into your life. And blue moon, protect yourself. And we see this boar coming from this moon. I adore this art. Now, this is 3D art, so this is not photo collage, because we are kind of getting a Daniel Noel Moonchild, but make a darker vibe from this, but that's not what this is. It may appear that way on camera, but it is very much 3D generated art, but done very well in a way where it does not look like a PlayStation 1 tech demo, and it actually looks good. So I love that. So then we're headed into the new moon, and the first card we get is another favorite. It's very striking. Vision, lucid dreams and lucid reality. So here we see those Nuragic priestess images and the way they are looking and the way they're dressed, and some will be traditional dress that you would have seen during those times. Balance, the unifying of contrasts. Love that. Love that a lot. Yeah, that's really cool. Wisdom, learn from experience. Cooperation, together is better. So we are kind of showing these very raw traditional images but then we're kind of connecting them to concepts that are very tangible in this modern day and age. Another favorite, a ritual. I believe this is a herb or incense burning kind of ritual. I don't know if that's explained in the guidebook. I could look it up really quickly. Is it? Not necessarily, but I will draw a card when I'm done and read a guidebook entry. But I do love that we kind of get room to interpret things ourselves. Offering, give a helping hand. Fluidity, in the flow. Gorgeous. This is another favorite. So this is this priestess or woman or girl riding this boar. So these are all icons from these Nuragic periods. And although they don't all get explained, we do get references to books or artifacts that we can look up to kind of figure out more ourselves. And I do like that. I do like guidebooks that offer jumping off points for further research. But even if you're not interested in that, this can still be very gorgeous art with very tangible concepts, archetypes, and keywords, which I like. I feel like the best decks offer both. They offer a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of research, a little bit of openness to intuition, and a little bit of accessibility. The Nuragic. So this is that fortress. You, the holiest temple. I find that very interesting. It actually makes me want to visit Sardinia because I've never been to Italy in my life. Shamaness, your inner teacher reawakens. I feel like all the keywords, all the sentences that were chosen are so powerful. They are activations almost, activating something in me. Portal, you are magic. Love, try unconditional love. And there's something with that, with the boar and the bull imagery that is really, really, really attracting me. And last but not least, another one of my favorites, Black Moon, observe and survey. So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I'm obviously probably going to be missing a lot of points, but we're working with what we have here. Because yeah, like I said, the guidebook isn't the most extensive, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I think it's a really good set. I think it's overlooked a lot. Card shuffle really well, and that's the pro with glossy cardstock, non-sticky, good gloss. It will shuffle amazingly. But I feel like this was quite a successful Kickstarter, and after it kind of got lost in the mix, which is a shame. Because there is so much coming out. I can see that with a lot of decks where I'm like, you know, in the end, and that is kind of sad, it is usually the more commercial looking, aesthetically pleasing decks that probably would have been mass market published anyway that kind of keep getting used. And but that's a whole topic for another day. Because that says a lot about our community as well. I feel. And about the depth. Oh, this is a really interesting one. Healing, tune into your body. So we're getting full moon energy here. Full moon energy is all about reaping. So let's look at that. Healing, tune into your body. So this is what you get for a guidebook entry. It's not a lot, but it's good enough for me. Tune into your body. With my body, I ask to speak. Before being divine, I am human. Wow, that's really profound. Before being divine, I am human. I love that philosophy. This is for all the people on the ascension path, people on the twin flame path, people on the starseed path. Know that before being divine, you are human. Don't forget about your humanity. Remember that beyond being spirit, we are matter. We have a feeling, speaking body that wishes to communicate. Keep listening. Work to unify body and energy. Listen to the rhythms of the body. It is time to take care of yourself, your psychophysical well-being. Love, heal, and listen to yourself. Keywords are healing, listening, unify, communication, energetic overcharge. This resonates a lot for me because I'm not the biggest fan of the holidays and and the whole Christmassy season. I love it for me, but I don't really like all the visits and all the people, and because I'm a total introvert. So yeah, I do need to listen to my body, and I am doing that right now, but still it's great advice. So I feel like this is one of the highlights for me. This is the highlight of 2023. This is probably one of the best decks I've acquired, and it's not a tarot deck, it's an oracle deck with only 26 cards. So big surprise, even bigger love. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings, and bye-bye.